right, there we go. So first off, with me I have a Linehouse from Subject to Change, and congratulations on not just your domination, but your very first win of this season so far.
Oh, thank you. Yes, finally got the big donut in the front out away and gone forever.
So, I mean, this must feel like, a big burden lifted off your guys' shoulders of going from like having to worry about potentially actually not winning any games this season to looking really good in this series.
Yeah, in a way it is. I will say I know that our team would struggle in the beginning because we're pretty new on the most part. Other than myself and math, everyone else is new to the roster, so we're still learning and figuring each other out. So, but I'm glad how we played tonight because I thought we played pretty well.
Now, one thing I noticed, I was looking over the stats of the Storm, and I noticed you guys seem to have done a role swap for this series. Is that going to be sticking around?
Well, we did win with it, so but it is what we're trying at currently, yes, and it feels like it's working better than what we were trying before. So most likely.
Yeah, I mean, the combination of Sir Lancelot and Thunder, I mean, they looked really good in just like Thunder trusted Sir Lancelot to get off the life binders. Sir Lancelot always kept him alive with that avatar, and Thunder was not afraid to like basically be all up in the backline's business and smacking him around.
Oh yeah, like our whole our our current strategy is we let Thundar go crazy and we try to keep him alive and then we kill him with the rest of our team. That's but no, but seriously though, yeah, the synergy's been working pretty well. Like Thundar's doing really well at the tanking and getting in there and disrupting the backline, and
Mhm.
Lancelot's been doing an excellent job as healing this season. So I'm pretty happy with that.
So, were you guys concerned with Modo Miracle coming into this? Were you like preparing any strategies specifically for them, or did you guys just kind of say, "Well, we're gonna win this, and it doesn't matter what they do, we're just gonna win this"?
I mean, it's weird because we played them last season
Hmm.
and we split that series, but obviously we're a different team. I think they have at least one new member, so it's not like the same thing.
Hmm.
So, but we were still kind of familiar with them, so it was more us trying to find a winning setup and strategy that we just haven't done before. So, like, we made a lot of changes coming into this matchup in general, not necessarily for Moto Miracle, although we did do prep for them as well. But I think the majority of it really was us trying to just get our own team synergy going.
Yeah. So that first game looked incredibly solid. Like it throughout it, like you guys just generally kept a commanding lead. The rotations were on point, and then like picking off multiple members time after time again. Uh, is that you kind of take into account for it being the role swaps and like how well it's been working out for you guys?
I mean, yeah, I mean we're pretty we've gotten to the point where we're all on the same page, I
Mhm.
feel, and we're also all talking, communicating a lot more effectively than we were in the beginning of the season, and everyone has got suggestions, and we're just going. Like if it sounds good, we're gonna go do it, and I think that it showed tonight in that, particularly in map one.
Mhm.
Game two, we had to make some adjustments midway because they were kicking our ass early on.
Yeah. I mean, you guys definitely made the adjustments needed. So in that sort of situation, are you is there a main shot caller, and or is there kind of like more like a democratic shot calling where someone who suggests something good is what everyone follows?
It's kind of a democratic, like we were going like basically it's I would say it's myself and Thundar as the shot
Mhm.
callers, and we will yay or nay the call, but it is democratic where everyone will make a suggestion and then we just yay or nay it and go.
Yeah. It seemed like in that game, in the second game at least, you guys definitely recovered, and I think Moto Miracle definitely made some critical mistakes where you guys identified really well that like, hey, they want to fight 15 versus 15 instead of them hitting 16 first since they were closest hitting 16. Like, let's take the fight to them, and then you win, and then like all of a sudden, it puts a lot of pressure on on Moto Miracle to now actually perform, since they lose the Punisher and they lose multiple members.
Yeah, there's that, and also the adjustment really was the Kerrigan.
Mhm.
Like once without the Kerrigan, I know Phoenix is good damage, but it's not like amazing damage. Like it was the blow up comp, right?
Yep.
So we made the adjustment to either Thundar or Math Problem had to watch for Kerrigan the whole time. That was a major adjustment we really made, is watching the Kerrigan, making sure keeping eyes on her at all times and disrupting her when she wanted to come in.
Yeah, and Searchtron Sheep wasn't able to save Kerrigan each of those times. Like, unfortunately, like Decker Kane is great sustained healing, but it's not really burst healing
Yeah.
that you guys were able to just blow her away. And it shows in the stats. I'm not sure if you guys took a look at the end game numbers, but um, the end game numbers, Kerrigan was out DPS by a Nubbarock, and so you more than effectively shut her down at that point. Basically, she was removed from being in the game at all.
I mean, yeah, he did do more damage than her, but I would say, I mean, the whole idea of Kerrigan is she's just trying to get in there, get a blow up, and then get out.
Yeah.
So she's not necessarily going to have high DPS numbers every time. It's more like looking at her kill count and looking at her takedowns. And I feel like, yeah, she had 9 of the 10, but late game, like that was a big. I think most of her deaths had to be like the first half of the game, or at
Yep.
least more than that, right? So we really limited those mistakes later in the end.
Yeah. Well, like you said, when you identified we need to like blow up Kerrigan and keep her from actually being able to blow us up, by having the combination of things like Sunder, Stun from Thunder, and the Root. Well, Kerrigan not blowing people up and blowing cooldowns is basically dead water at that point, or dead weight at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yep.
were you guys concerned, especially like it seemed like a couple of the last calls you guys made where you had like Linehouse back defending the core, then at the same time trying to take the core from Moto Miracle. What was going on there for you?
Well, we had to defend the core.
Yep.
That was going to die. Like, there's no way. But they also, I think, had 3 dead with 50-second timers.
Yeah.
And granted, like, we've been winning the last few team fights, but I mean, that game was like if they got one team fight win on us, we were losing that game.
Yep.
So we were trying to make any opportunity that we could find to think of to secure the victory on that. And we knew we had top open because the keep was already down. We had the Punisher pushing bottom. So it was a risk that we felt was worth taking, considering we still had the numbers on them. And I knew that I could clear it fast enough to at least get back in time where it should still be fairly even numbers wise. Luckily, they actually got some picks before I even had to go back over there, so that worked out. But that was the idea in general.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Now, how does your team draft? Is it more democratic too, or is it one or two people mostly taking the reins there?
It's mostly myself
Mhm.
doing the drafting with the final say. I mean, it is still democratic in a sense as well, but yeah, that one's a little bit more me just saying what we want. Like the second game, I know actually the comp was kind of, I think, Wipeout's idea for the second match. So I guess it is kind of democratic in that sense. But the first one I know is more me. So I guess I don't know. The way I'm trying to say is I have final say, but again, we're democratic over here up in this piece.
Yeah, so you guys definitely look good, and I have to once again congratulate you on like definitely proving you guys are a serious team that people shouldn't sleep on. Now, before we get going, I'd like to give you the floor to give any shout outs.
I'm going to start off with shouting out my team. We've actually been like, believe it or not, because I know we've lost like 8 million games before we actually won tonight. We've been super positive, and I think that's a great sign for our team. Like everyone has been positive, proactive, and trying to find out where our issues were and getting the feedback and accepting the personal criticisms and getting better. So I'm really proud of us for doing that. I am going to shout out to you, Akuma, because I believe you've casted like almost every one of our matches so far this season.
That's that is pretty crazy. I wasn't intended for me to cast everyone. It just happens to be really good times that you guys happen to have your actual games, which then aligns with what I want to do.
Yeah, so I'm like, keep looking like, oh, Akuma's casting us again. Interesting. I'm gonna shout out to NGS in general. This league's amazing to play in, participate, and do stuff in, meeting people. So it's awesome that it was created in the first place, and it's even luckily a good replacement for Chair League. And always a shout out to Twitch chat because I know that they love everyone.
Exactly. Who doesn't love Twitch chat? All right. Well, thank you for the interview, Linehouse, and once again, congratulations to you and your team. Subject to change on the domination against Modo Miracle.
Thanks, Kuma. Appreciate it.
No
Have a good one,
problem.
man.
You too. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me tonight. But you just watched Moto Miracle facing off against Subject to Change, with Subject to Change walking away with the 2-0. Now, you can catch me on this channel, which you should hopefully know where you are at this point, unless someone linked you and you never checked. But my Twitch is the same as my name right there. And you can also catch me on Twitter, where you can see the socials, where I will post up my games and tweet that out. And so you can keep track of that. Or I have the events list for my matches. I have tomorrow's games set up. And then finally, I have my YouTube where I put the VODs up. And so those VODs will always be in NGS channel. But if you want to just follow anyways, then you can do so as well. Now, thanks again to everyone who's joined me tonight, and hopefully you enjoyed the series because that was definitely a great way to end the night with the Infernal Shrines being one hell of a roller coaster this evening. And well, before we get going, I'm gonna hit the replays for you all to enjoy. And on top of that, we will also have me kick it over to either another caster if anyone else is casting, or just someone else that I watch who plays Heroes of the Storm. So thanks again, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your night.